So let us see what is the relationship between the total, average and marginal revenue curves in case a monopoly exists. Now, in case of monopoly, first let's look at the total revenue curve. Okay. Now obviously when the output is 0, the total revenue will be 0 here. What happens in monopoly is that the person, the monopolist, has some degree to which it is a price maker, which means they can fix the price of the company product, okay, according to their own whims and fancies, right? So what happens is the total revenue curve, if you look at the red curve which is here, it keeps on increasing up to a particular point. But after that, even though the demand is there, people are not ready to buy it beyond a particular price. So the total revenue is maximum at this point A. Okay. After that, what is going to happen is that the total revenue, which started from the origin, increased at a decreasing rate, reaches a maximum point, right, which is A. But thereafter it starts falling, right? With every increase in output, the total revenue will start falling. Now in this case, we've plotted the same total revenue curve, right? This is the point where the total revenue is maximum. Talking about the average revenue curve, it starts from a point, okay, which is there, and we are calling this point as point B. So average revenue curve actually goes down and meets the x-axis at this point M. Now at this point, average revenue is actually equal to 0. One point which you should note is that average revenue cannot be negative. It can never be negative, right? What this point M means here is that if the price were 0, right, the quantity which is demanded would be the maximum. At this point, if you see, the quantity which is demanded is the maximum quantity, right? In this case, if we look at marginal revenue, it also starts from the same point. This is the red line which we are talking here. It starts from the same point where the average revenue curve starts, but it falls at a higher rate compared to the average revenue. We need to note here that when total revenue is maximum, marginal revenue is 0, right? At this point, the elasticity of demand is equal to 1, right? Once the total revenue starts falling from point A below, if you look at the marginal revenue, it is in the negative zone, right? And in this zone, if you see, the elasticity of demand is less than 1. So for this entire phase here, the elasticity of demand, so if I have to just put in here, elasticity of demand is equal to 1 here, elasticity of demand will be less than 1 insofar as this particular area is concerned, right? Maybe let me use a different color to show this. And elasticity of demand for this particular area would be greater than 1. Another point which one can note here is that as long as TR, the total revenue, rises, right, which is the portion from here to here, if you see, the average revenue until this point and the marginal revenue until this point are both positive, right? Even though they are falling, but both of them are positive. So just to summarize, the TR is maximum at point A. When TR is maximum, marginal revenue is 0, the elasticity of demand is equal to 1, right? The average revenue curve again is falling, goes down, marginal revenue falls. Both of them are positive as long as the total revenue is rising. Once the total revenue falls, the marginal revenue becomes negative and the elasticity of demand is less than 1. For the other area, the elasticity of demand is greater than